Good evening. Welcome to Daddy Daughter Broadcasting, formerly Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. It's incredible how things change. It really is. Let me see if I can at least dim. No, I can't. So my sweatshirt, my white sweatshirts, will remain forever overexposed in on this on live streams. So as everybody's getting here, I'm gonna check my blind spots, kids. It's incredible how things change and how fast time flies by. Let me turn those hazard lights off because I definitely don't have a hazard at the current moment. But it is absolutely incredible. Essenam is starting a new school year tomorrow, uh, and we just had an amazing week. I I achieved a lot of goals this year. This particular summer, a lot of summer goals were achieved. I you know I'm changing the way I vlog. I'm changing the subject of my vlogs. I'm trying to get still into comedy, but I'm trying to get into more serious topics like the tattoo video. And I got two tattoos this summer for the first time in my life, and it was a challenge I felt up to. It was a challenge I wanted to meet and try to beat, and thankfully I was able to do it. Gemma, my beautiful Aspie sister from England, it is great to see you as always. Always keeping up the fight for autism rights, for gay rights, for um, social justice, and that's a beautiful thing. It's great to see you. Yeah, I was just thinking about on the way on dropping Etsanam off on Sundays. She often tends to want to take a nap. We'll talk for the first 10 minutes of our drive or so, and then she'll want to take a nap, and I always let her take a nap. You know, she loves driving in cars. She loves the relaxing aspect of it. Well, thank you, Gemma. Always great to see you. And I was hoping you would come in, just because it's awesome to shoot the breeze with you on a Sunday afternoon, um, Sunday evening for you where you're at. But yeah, I was just thinking of all the incredible things that have happened and how much my life has changed in the past years, and I don't understand. I don't grasp it fully why things awesome bank holiday weekend. We have stuff like that here in the fall too. I think it falls on Labor Day. We're gonna have a day off for that type of thing in Canada. People who have off for that type of day. There's gonna be days like that off. I think every country has holidays like that. Well, enjoy the day off. If it's not continuing the monotony of quarantine and COVID and all that stuff, if it's a break in some way, shape, or form for you, Gemma, well, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you love it as much as you possibly can. Camping with your dad, that's beautiful, beautiful. I just watched a Dr. Phil video where he was actually Dr. Phil. We're doing good. We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. There's still stress between her mother and I, my ex and I, and there's always ups and downs in life. There's worries about COVID and this and that, but in general, I have a vast amount of things to be thankful for, and I have a huge amount of things to be grateful for, just in general. The beauty of life, the fact that I'm able to keep myself as far away from COVID-19 as possible. But yeah, speaking of camping with your dad, I was just and being a daddy myself, I was just watching Joe Rogan interview Dr. Phil, and he was saying that you have to expose your kids to as much as you possibly can, job wise and experience wise, positive things. Obviously, you don't want to expose your kids to negative things that will harm them. But and I think everybody knows what I mean. You have to expose your child to as many positive experiences as you can, so that they see later on what they want to do in life and what they want to become, and that there are other beautiful options out there. One of the things that Dr. Phil said was camping, and he said his father never took him camping or fishing or anything like that, but he wanted to take his kids out, his boys, his sons out to do that. and get that experience. And he had no idea what he was doing, but he did it anyway, and he learned the best way he could. And there was one time when I'll let Dr. Phil tell it better than I can if you look it up on the Joe Rogan Experience. But it's he basically he pitched a tent on a hill, and where he was, it didn't look like a hill, but like Dr. Phil said, try sleeping on a hill. Um, in a tent, you don't get any sleep because you're so worried about falling off the side, and you don't want to get out of your tent in the middle of the night with two kids to try to fix that, obviously. So for what it's worth, that made me think of just the new school year, the growing, as how much S&M has grown. You guys have all seen her grow just in the short 3 years that we've been on YouTube, and the short 2 years that we were able to vlog, and I was able to capture such beautiful, sincere, amazing moments of her early childhood, her some of her most formative years. That just beautiful and amazing. Let me check my blind spot. All right, so yeah, so she did a video recently on how to. Let me just how to prepare students, especially with autism, back to school. Well, that's a beautiful thing, and I'm going to look forward to that. I definitely know for sure S&M does not have Asperger's syndrome or autism, and I'm very thankful for that. She just doesn't show a lot of the signs and symptoms, but she does show some interesting personality traits. Like, I think it might be just a phase. The fear of butterflies, that she doesn't have a phobia. I know that for sure, because in a lot of circles, she doesn't just panic and freak out whenever she sees a butterfly, but she if she's surrounded by butterflies in the biodome where we go, in the greenhouses at the that center there, the insectarium, she will panic because they're surrounding her and it's scary and she's unfamiliar with it. And her very first experience was kind of negative because she was frightened because of all that, even though it was new. Um, but like more recently, ever since she was a little kid, she loved putting things in boxes, which I think is actually something that we can hone into organizational skills, and other things, for sure. The words are not coming to me like I'd want them to. But also more recently, she hasn't been wanting to get her hands wet when she takes a bath, which is a conundrum because you have to get your hands wet if you're going to take a bath. So she's been asking me to pull the plug on the bathtub and stuff like that. And I asked her because we have a really good relationship. She really trusts me as a father, and that trust has to be earned, right? I mean, there's a certain inherent trust a child has in their parents, but you by your behavior you can either lose that trust or solidify and gain more of that trust. And it's very important that parents be worthy of that trust and that unconditional love that children have for them. They must remain and be worthy of that trust. We're slowing down. So yes, it could be a sensory issue, the feeling of water being on her skin. Yeah, I remember my parents putting jeans and corduroys on me, and I literally tried rubbing them on the carpet, scratching them. I tried everything I possibly could, and I remember this like at Christmas time, Christmas Eve, they would want to put, in parentheses, nicer clothes on me, and I would want to go around in sweatpants. That's what I felt comfortable with. I couldn't handle it. Even the most comfortable pair of jeans just didn't feel right. So yeah, it is sensory. That is. I asked her why. Her answer to that, Gemma, was she doesn't want to get her hands wrinkled. And I asked her, did you have a bad experience in the bathtub? Did somebody make fun of you for having wrinkled hands? Something like that. Just try to get her to talk. And she just won't do it now. She doesn't panic and freak out and scream about it. So that kind of gives me, I don't think that's why I don't think she has autism, because she can do it. She just doesn't want to. And I love that. Excuse me, that's a very inappropriate burp given the topic, but you know me, I feel comfortable enough with you guys to be able to daddy burp away. But excuse the off-topic burp. But what was I trying to say? Yeah. So she's capable of doing it. She just doesn't want to. So obviously, those are little signs that make you think, though, because knowing what I went through as a child and having no diagnosis, I had abusive parents who gave me, who didn't even think of awesome, Gemma. Glad you're used to it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. No, just kidding. But yeah, so I don't, those are things that I'm on the lookout for because of my abused childhood, and because of having autism myself, having Asperger's syndrome. And you know what, Gemma? One thing I noticed, you got it, daddy burps. One thing I notice is, people like you, we need more people like you, and we really need people to be more understanding. The problem with autism is it's hard to see it in a lot of ways, and you've seen it. I'm sure you've had people tell you. I know I've had people tell me, well, you don't look autistic. You don't act like somebody who has autism. Well, that kind of your first instinct of that is, well, I'm not. Your first instinct on that is that I don't. Like I'm doing something wrong. Like I should I be more autistic somehow? But yeah, you get the comment regularly. But we know, and we're also very good at hiding it. And I was thinking in the car also on the way over here, very, especially very obvious shows of emotion and exaggerated shows of emotion just come off as fake to us. Uh, they really do. They just come off as fake and even kind of harassing and abrasive to us. And people don't seem to understand that aspect. And I can't expect everybody to understand, but I think there is a definite need for people like you and what little I do, except for just being myself, to kind of speak up and say, hey, we have autism. This is who we are. People just in general. I wish that in schools they would go through more sensitivity training, communication training. um, I'm not talking about anything based on race or sex or anything like that. What I'm talking about is just how to be another human being and properly communicating with another human being, black, white, gay, straight, whatever the case may be, transgender, whatever you want to call it, binary, not non-binary, whatever you want to call it. I firmly believe that we need everybody needs more sensitivity training on that level, how to properly communicate a message and how to think about the best way to get that message across to your interlocuteur, to the person who's listening to you. Um, but yeah, so I was just thinking about that, and I hope you have an awesome. Where are you going to go camping with your dad? Are you going to go by a lake? Are you going to go in the forest, on a mountain? Where's your place of predilection for your camping trip? But talking about the S&M in the bath, she doesn't want to get her hands wet. She doesn't panic though when she does get her hands wet, which kind of makes me think, because I know when I was in jeans, I was panicking. I was scratching at them, trying to get them off. It's just that I had abusive parents who forced me and didn't know that I had Asperger's syndrome because they didn't take me to get a diagnosis. Wagyu, it's great to see you, brother. It's great to see you. Allo, Wagyu. Bonjour, mon ami. Content de te voir. I'm happy to see you, Wagyu. It's awesome, and it's been a while. But yeah, so like that's what, like, when I was when I was a kid, it was a literal panic in my brain. It's just that I had my parents there kind of not kind of abusing me and forcing me to keep them on or face a beating or face verbal abuse and mental abuse. And that that's even worse for someone who has autism. You're already at a disadvantage, and then you're going to go ahead and beat the child. um, but like Dr. Phil says often, and I firmly believe that too, you are not responsible for anything that happened that your parents did to you as a child or how you were raised as a child, but you are 100% responsible of how you act and what you learn and unlearn now. And that's just a beautiful thing, very liberating. Watching Dr. Phil, I don't watch Dr. Phil for the shock value, but I watch Dr. Phil to learn those little tidbits of knowledge and wisdom. to try to make myself as much of a better person as I possibly can, and bring my daughter with me and try to raise her up and mold her the best way I can and love her. So, but what started this the weekend, Gemma? I believe you're either talking to me or Wagyu. I hope we had a beautiful weekend. Um, I had off this whole week. Sorry about the motorcycle. When you're live, it's hard to predict who you're going to be driving next to, but I'll show you guys. It's actually somebody who may or may not be driving a Harley, and his message is his motor is extremely loud. Talk about autism, right? But especially when you're live. But so yeah, so the whole thing that got me into this, like the weekend was great, by the way. A little distracted, but the weekend was amazing. Friday, I've been off this whole week on vacation and just spending time with Esanam, playing Roblox, going for walks. We went for a lot more walks than we usually do. I feel the need to talk over that thing, but we're out of the tunnel now, so hopefully it will be much more muted. Thank goodness I have air conditioning to keep the windows up. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the weekend was amazing. Friday we baked more soft pretzels, which was beautiful, and we had a lot of fun. Esnam's been helping me more and more with that. Yesterday we just relaxed and we went. It was raining all day yesterday, so we really just played Roblox, relaxed. I cleaned a little bit, and we made breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and have fun. And today we watched Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle again, and we have that downloaded. So we watched part of that again. I edited the vlog that I put out about the soft pretzels. So if either both of you have a chance, please go ahead and check out that soft pretzel video where a couple weeks ago we made soft pretzels before I got the Tyrannosaurus Rex tattoo, which you cannot see, and which I'm hiding from the sun because it's a fresh tattoo, only a week old, and you don't want to expose a fresh tattoo to the sun. And over time, you don't want to expose any tattoos to too much sun without sunscreen or anything like that because you don't want the ink to fade. And especially the unicorn tattoo on the left hand, the left forearm, I don't want that to fade. That's a color tattoo, and I want that to last be strong color as much as possible. But the whole reason I've started this live stream is, I love spending time with you guys, and I just wanted to, I just thinking about how much things have changed. Literally, in the past, since 2017, my entire life is completely different than where it was before. 3 years ago, I was in an abusive relationship where I was being abused by my ex, and having false accusations launched at me, which I was found not guilty for. And obviously, I keep all that documentation just in case. Um, to starting a YouTube channel when we were finally separated. And the thing about the laws here in Quebec is that it's really hard to get an abusive spouse out of your house, especially if you're a man. Especially if you're a man. You tell if a woman speaks up. I mean, it should be this way, but I think it should be this way for men and women. If a woman speaks up and says that she's been abused, a billion bureaucratic and authoritarian wheels start moving to protect that woman, and rightly so. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of women who need to be protected. My mother was one of them. Um, Unfortunately, and the abuse kind of trickles down from your father to your mother to you, and nobody's happy in an abusive household. But I was the one getting abused. Yeah, it should work for both. Yeah, it should. Both sexes, absolutely. And obviously, it depends on the situation. I mean, everybody that knows me knows me. I'm soft spoken. I'm calm. On the videos, I obviously put up, I don't put up a front, but I'm a lot more, just, I think it just blanked out there. But on the videos, the camera is a way for me to kind of be more extroverted. That's what I'm trying to say. Is it helps me be more extroverted and kind of, get my comedic side out and have fun. Um, I can't read what you're saying, Wagyu, but I will go back and read it on the replay, brother. But yeah, so, and then, just to go through all that, I started the YouTube channel. Over that, went back to the States for about a week to see my aunt and finally reunite with some amazing pillars of my family who were not abusive and far from it. Uh, and then having the YouTube channel kind of have its own short-lived success. We kind of blew up there for a while, and that's how we met beautiful people like you guys, like Wagyu and Gemma, and people who are here all the time, like Summer Rose and even Mariska, and having Mariska come over, getting her out of what she considered an abusive situation, um, and S&M going to preschool, going through the separation and the divorce and all that stuff. There's so many changes, and then all of a sudden, change. The most incredible change of all, COVID-19 happening. Changing jobs, changing positions. To spend more time with S&M so that I could actually have the weekends off and stuff like that because I used to work on Saturdays. All those kind of things, just it's incredible how much it's changed. And we're starting to gain a little bit more subscribers now on the channel, but we went through a time where, and part of that is that I consider it, I'm going to put out a video about sub for sub. People doing sub for sub is ridiculous. I don't agree with sub for sub at all. It ruins your channel. You have people literally, if you just look at the comments on my videos now, you have people just putting comments. Oh, I subscribe to you. Please subscribe back. You know, if you want to build up a rapport and a friendship, that's a different story. Talk to me. Tell me something you liked about my video. Tell me something that you actually noticed about my video. But you're just telling me, oh, hey, great upload. Thanks for sharing. Goodbye. Please, I watched your video. Please watch mine and please subscribe to me. It doesn't work that way. And you know what? You're hurting your channel over time. And I'm not going to go too much into detail about it here because people have done it on YouTube ad nauseum. If the LA Beast likes a video and he says everybody go subscribe to that, I'm going to go give that video some support and look it up and say, hey, okay, this is cool. But sub for sub doesn't work. If you like the content, stay with them. If you agree with their message, stay with them. If you don't, it's okay. And you know what? There are plenty of ways to organically grow a channel. So yeah, just talking, that just kind of got me off on a tangent. I'm starting to get more and more passionate about it because, from we put out what some people considered an awkward video when Mariska first got there, where S&M was really getting to know Mariska and just having fun and doing what she did to me. She hits Daddy for fun on the videos. In real life, she knows not to do it. She was hitting Mariska, and I was trying to thank you, Gemma. That means a lot. I was trying to very politely, get S&M to stop it without looking like an authoritarian father, a dictator father, a dictatarian, if you will, father. And then everybody thought it was awkward. And after Mariska came, for some reason, our viewership dropped, our views dropped. I don't know why. Maybe people just backed off and wanted us, Mariska and I, to get to know each other better and, hash out our love for each other and kind of live that beautiful honeymoon period, which I don't regret at all. I don't regret meeting Mariska at all. I love Mariska. I care about her deeply as another human being. But things change. But we went from 1,411 subscribers down to 1,200 something, and we're at 1,230 as it stands right now. And those keeping us above 1,200 has been a struggle. I also know, I wasn't born yesterday. I know that I'm a niche market, and I know that as soon as we got into YouTube, everything changed. We came into YouTube right after the adpocalypse. When the rules changed, the guidelines changed. You have to have really specific content and really specific behaviors on your videos to even grow, and to even get noticed. And we're a niche market. We are not um, everybody's target audience. We are not everybody's target channel that they absolutely want to watch. I think my videos tend to lack a more personal approach. There's fast motion. It's comedic. I showcase everything, and maybe that's part of autism too for me. Like that's how I showcase it. That's how it means something to me. I don't want to have somebody just talking to me all the whole time on live stream. Obviously, it's different. You have no choice. We all have different niche. It's taken me a while to build your community. There you go, and that's okay, and that's gonna happen. That's where Gemma, you're doing a beautiful thing. It's organic, and you're doing it the right way. And if somebody if somebody tells me check out my channel, I'll check out yours. Okay, uh, but I've had people come back and say, "Oh, you didn't sub to my channel." Well, first of all, you don't know if I sub to your channel or not. But you didn't sub to my channel. You need to sub to my channel because I sub to yours. That's not the point of the game. That's not why YouTube was there. And if you're in it to make money and just for numbers, it's never going to work. And more in the world of business, you're getting out of the salesmanship and you're getting more into advice, more into going above and beyond value added service. I just have to stop really fast at this red light, make sure nobody's behind me. Okay, so my whole point to that is it's not all about numbers. Numbers will get you where you got to go, but there's something that the first YouTubers, yes, getting involved in different projects, meeting new friends, using Twitter to gain new friendships and articles that I've critiqued. The authors often ask me about doing. There you go. And what did the first YouTubers do? They collabed. They got together. They collabed. Somebody interviewed Gemma, and Gemma interviewed them. And I remember we got interviewed by one channel. I even forget the name because it was this huge sub for sub community, and we played the game. We were not doing sub for sub, and we never have. But they were interested in us, so we obviously, if you're going to get your content out, you're not going to prone or promote sub for sub. But if that gets you exposure, there's a way to play the game and do it the right way and do it a careful way and keep your integrity. There really is. And so what I'm trying to say is exactly, Gemma, that's exactly right. Collaborations, getting together and stuff like that. But that just kind of, it's for this particular live stream, it's branching off. It's a parallel thought to just how much things have changed. And we're starting to grow a little bit more. There's also a new wave of attempted sub for sub that's happening on our channel. And I don't know how else to get us noticed. I've been putting more thumbnail. I've been trying to amp up the thumbnail game. I've invested in the software. But again, when you go through a big channel change like that, it was Daddy Daughter, and I put the name back to Daddy Daughter Broadcasting for a reason. I put it back to show that I'm keeping my integrity. That and SNM, Daddy Daughter Broadcasting doesn't mean that SNM has to be right there in your face. In the pretzel video, she held the camera a little bit. Hold on, somebody is trying to back up into me, and I just wanted to stop that because I don't want a back fender in my face. So they have now stopped. The white lights are off, and I can see that they're not trying to back up. So yeah, that would be a hell of a thing to happen on the live stream here. But just to let you know, the live stream, hey, Yaya is me, Russ. Thank you for your service, brother, as I always say, and I mean it. Yo, yo, it's great to see you, brother. So yeah, um, before that happened, I completely forget what I was saying. I almost got rear-ended, Russ. So I lost my train of thought. But it's great to see you. I hope Barbie and the kids. I'm not as good as the LA Beast. I think it's you have actually a child named Russ, right? Little Russ. I might be completely wrong about that, but it's great to see you. Even though she's not here right now, SNM sends you a big fat hug, and I send you a socially distant pound. I hope the weather's getting cooler where you are. I'm going to be a good citizen and let the bus. Mila and yeah, that's it. Yeah, Javi, right? Javi. I'm sure you would say it that way, or Xavi, but I'm sure you would say it Javi. Uh, but yeah, so just thinking about how much we've changed, and we're going through a wave of sub for sub right now, which I'm very politely and respectfully deflecting. And I'm telling these people, subscribe to my channel if you're here for the content, if you like it. But that's another thing, talking about change. We went through a huge thing, even though SNM, I kept here, that I'm back on track now. It took me a while. Brad, all these amazing brothers and sisters are coming on to this live stream, and I'm honored and privileged to have you all here, guys. Great to see you all. It feels like it's been a hot minute, and I really am honored and privileged to have you all here. But yeah, so just because SNM is not on the screen doesn't mean she can't be part of Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. Now, first of all, Daddy Daughter Broadcasting is my life. It's what I am. And second of all, like on the pretzel video that we just put out, where I made soft pretzels from scratch, homemade soft pretzels. Uh, she helped film some things. She held the camera, and she did a damn good job at holding the camera, and I'm proud of her. It's a little shaky at times, but she held. You'll see on the video, she held it dead center, like an absolute 6-year-old boss. But yeah, so I just came on this live stream. We're gonna wind it up soon because my battery's dying and I am almost home. Um, but just incredible how so much has changed. And what got me thinking about that is just life in general. But S&M is starting a new school year tomorrow. And, I'm going back to work tomorrow. I did my project with the 2 tattoos. I got the T-Rex skull on my right forearm and the beautiful unicorn with S&M's name on the left forearm, closest to my heart. And it's just incredible. Like there's change going around us constantly, but in addition to that incredible change, you also have COVID and all that stuff. But we're gonna keep on trucking, guys. As usual. Let me parallel park here, little mama. As usual, thanks to Gemma and Wagyu and Russ and Brad. Hope everything is going well on your Twitch streams, Brad. We're gonna wind this up with a parallel parking session. Uh, but yeah, like, I'm not giving up on YouTube. Um, I'm definitely doing my absolute best to be there. There's been a lot of injustice that I will talk about, in the future, has been happening to me, because of the way things are set up legally in Canada and in Quebec. A lot of injustice, a lot of things have been happening that shouldn't be happening. A lot of things have been allowed that shouldn't be allowed. But in general, I have a lot to be thankful for. Let me just finish my parallel parking. Uh, I'm pretty proud of myself to be able to hold a live stream and parallel park at the same time. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I just want to tell you guys, like, I love you guys, and I mean that. I care about you guys. I know Esna misses you. She misses you guys seeing her, and she misses seeing you. It's all for a good cause. I would rather have her be off the YouTube channel visually than to see her less. And unfortunately, the environment in Canada, in Quebec, with one judge was perfectly okay with it. Another judge, she said, one judge even said, I don't want to make a decision on the channel without seeing the videos first. But then the final judge that we met said that here people are not in agreement with kids being on YouTube. So I made that choice to say I would rather see Esna more and be present for her than to put her visually on the channel. But I put the name back to Daddy Daughter Broadcasting to show the powers that be and to show my ex that I'm keeping my integrity. We were Daddy Daughter Broadcasting, and we're going to remain Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. And that may change in the future, but that's what it is now, and that only makes sense to me. We might change it to DDB in the future, just to kind of abbreviate it and show homage to that past that we had, those beautiful 2.5 years or 2 years that we vlogged together, and we were able to do that. And when she's 14, when she's older, 14 in Canada, 18, legal age, she'll be able to make her own decisions and decide, okay, this is what I'd like to do, and if she chooses to be on the videos again, more power to her. If she chooses not to, I always said that we would take the videos down, if she chose to do that, if she didn't want to, have them up anymore when she got older. But that's something that, we'll work out with her when the time is right, when it's legal and right to do so. But yeah, so I am home. We're gonna finish the weekend. I'm going back to work tomorrow. We're gonna keep on vlogging. I have an update on the tattoo, a video that I filmed during the week last week, because they used a second skin bandage on the tattoo, which was different from this. This one I just kind of healed by washing it 3 times a day and moisturizing it 3 times a day. This, for the first 3 days, I had a bandage on and I didn't have to do nothing. So it was quite a different experience. I got to experience both sides. But yeah, so just wanted to kind of reminisce and talk about how things changed. Gemma, keep up the amazing work fighting for gay rights, autism rights, all kinds of rights. Russ, keep delivering the post, the mail like an absolute boss. Thank you for your service, brother. Thank you for the hard work that you do as a mailman. I know it's not easy. I see my mailman every single day since I've been working from home, and I know it's not easy. So thank you for your service, and thank you for the service of every Canadian and American mailman and every mailman in the world. And Wagyu, thanks for coming. Brad, if you're still there, brother, thank you. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, beautiful week. Stay safe. Gemma, I'll check that video out about sending, autism, the start of the year for autistic kids. And just love you guys. All the best. Daddy Daughter Broadcasting signing off for now. Ciao, guys. See you next time.